First, the top news headlines. Putting government employees in jail, a firm state lacks rule of law, says senior spokesperson of MPCC, Ningombam Bupenda. AMJU celebrates 48th Foundation Day. Steps will be taken to enhance Journalist Welfare Fund, says Works Minister Govindas Konthausam. Locals take out march demanding removal of security forces from 9 villages of Ukrul, Kamjong district. Hello and a very good evening. You're watching the MAMI TV English News Bulletin. I'm ALBINA. RIAMEI. All Manipur Working Journalists Union AMJU celebrated its 48th Foundation Day today at Manipur Press Club. Works Minister Govindas Konthausam has said steps will be taken to enhance Journalist Welfare Fund, especially increasing the remuneration of Journalist Pension Scheme. Works Minister Govindas Konthausam, Minister of IPR Dr. S. Ranjan, President of Editors Guild Manipur Khogendra Khomdram and President of AMJU Wangkhemcha Samjai attended the observance as chief guest, special guest, guest of honor and president respectively. Speaking on the occasion, Works Minister Govindas Konthausam said media community is the most powerful yet most deprived community. A single news from the press has a great impact as it can bring a huge change to the world. Asserting to work for the welfare of journalists, he said media persons should work under media ethics. The minister assured that the government will work for the welfare of the union.
Nobody comes to rescue you. Kananda nangu kan mangamaro ego journalist. Maram de kai markana anisi marakta kadai nung ani marta hawan bai. Dalema wana tulai. Asi son bai pudo man. Why de son se mare. Why de kan ma maja ke. Media houses si mari suba kana tatra sapalai ba ke ni. Adumba yaw de ya da pot amane. Nikhan masungam. Communal rights thogan masungam me. Communal rights thogan de masungam me. Sentence samana article amana thogan mangamba missing aduna alloys akoina union asibu amasung union asida yawi riwa journalist pula masing se koi respect to phamthori makoi bo akoina hirang khuding da support to phamthoi ena lojaba adumba thamoi da lejei haina yamaina thamjage.
Taking part in the event, IPR Minister Dr. Rajan said working in the field of journalism and medical is very risky. The state government will work for the welfare of the journalists, he assured. A one-day enrollment program for CMHT cards, media person will be taken up soon for those who do not have the card, Dr. Ranjan said.
Yes, I'm a doctors. I am a chang with the anyway, any eventuality to propaganda, may am Tantum propaganda journalists and under different conditions, Yamna, our conditions, Changa Changa thing, risking all their lives. And the journalistic welfare, as the government is of the same Yamda, Conver, again, Madam Tamariadu side, pensioners, and they are going away to the pensioners scheme to the rectified or rectified over Yapano and way. Matubida, journalists, representatives, the officials, commissioner, the director. Our uncle coming there, rectified to points absolutely already fair, but you know, at home, the coming there,
During his speech, President of AMJU Wangkhemcha Samjai said all the members of the union must remember contribution made by the late journalists and senior journalists in taking the union to where it is today. He appealed to the journalists to follow media ethics, adding that AMJU will always support media persons. Samjai drew the attention of the state government to look into the welfare schemes of journalists.
amana pomu hai ani ka ai telephone pa wonde kuje ko yakchi wari sumaina bi ai administration sumaina ko bi Tanjuni, Shira Kuri, British Kundama, Hekano, Sian and Lupa, Tarak, Putai, Putreo, Cover Woman, Hekane, Simon, Hekane, Pintin Chat, Hekane, Book, Hekane, Kennedy Hekane, Kara, Hekane, Boy Hekane. Ada Hanagi, Senator of the Jetwork moment of Pile, and what Piriba, Bindu, Matamzak, Pimento.
As part of the event, chief guest and special guest honor senior journalists and union members with shawls. Manipur Pradesh Congress Committee MPCC has accused the government for lacking of rule of law by sending government employees to jail for demanding their democratic rights. Senior spokesperson of MPCC, Ningombam Bupenda, said the state government has failed to fulfill the demands mentioned in the Memorandum of Understanding (MOU) signed between the staff of Secretariat and the state government following the suspension of protests by the Secretariat staff. The government failed to answer any of the demands. Stating the Congress implemented the 6th Pay Commission, he accused BJP of sending government employees to jail. He expressed concern for the common people. The state government took a decision not to re-engage retired government employees during a cabinet meeting on April 3, 2017. However, the chief secretary is being re-engaged by extending his retirement by 6 months. Bupenda further accused the BJP government for not respecting the cabinet decision and fooling the people.
You please see the difference between two. Congress ki matam da 6 pay commission pini pirami, 7 pay commission in principle pirami, BJP ki matam da 7 pay commission piru bada sajiwa jela thambi. Congress ki matam da sigi cabinet decision je lauraga akoina re-engagement ki matang sida cabinet khana gani case par case mi loina ba hekta tawdong na te haina thamami. Hai ba ki athadi hojik laiba BJP ki sarkar asina ahan ba hek horopada April 2017 da makhoi re-engagement amata leiroi haina hairamaga kamdawna hojik leiriba chief secretary retirement chala kanda mabu extension bi no re-engage tawrino haiba chineba.
A large number of locals from 9 Tangkul villages of Ukhrul and Kamzong districts took out march demanding removal of security forces from their villages. Around 5,000 people took part in the march organized by Tangkul Civil Society Organization against the military outpost stationed forcibly in 9 Tangkul villages and demanded immediate removal of Armed Forces Special Powers Act 1958. The Assam Rifles camps were set up at Chatrik Kuno, Rampoi Kangpat, Kulend Kamdong, Tusom CV Poi, Mapum, Lamlang Gate, Kamasom Valley and Kasom Kulen villages without the consent of the locals. Residents of the 9 villages proceeded from 2 locations, Mission Ground and Dungrai Junction. President of United Naga Council, UNC, Ko John, convener of Naga People's Movement for Human Rights, NPMHR, South Joyson Mazamo, President of Naga Women's Union, Asha Wungnam, President of Tangkul Naga Long, David K. Shimre, took part in the protest. The CSOs also submitted a memorandum to Prime Minister Narendra Modi, appealing him to immediately withdraw forceful occupation of 9 Tangkul tribe villages by the Assam Rifles, in addition to withdrawal of the draconian Armed Forces Special Power Act 1958 APSPA from all the hill areas of Manipur. The copy of the memorandum was also submitted to Chief Minister N. Birend, UN Special Rapporteur on the Rights of Indigenous Peoples Francisco Cali J, and General Secretary of Asia Indigenous Peoples PAC AIPP Gum A. Shimre.
Republic of Irish Republic of Army IRA in Northern Ireland. Asishu since 98 Good Friday agreement signed out. Top shoot out there, about a ceasefire in the defense system. Let Mokoli Yesu.
Khalei Silup Khasil, Kangleipak, Manipur today flag off a wall poster and hoarding campaign for promoting organic agriculture in Manipur from Kangla Western Gate. Speaking on the sideline of the flag off, President of Khasil, Maibam Sunil said domestication of livestock by the forefathers has discontinued now. The association firmly believes that organic manure can be produced when there is at least one cow per house. He drew the attention of the authority concerned to take up initiatives to rear one cow per house to make the state an organic state within 2 to 3 years. As part of the campaign, they will give awareness on the ill effects of using chemical fertilizers and teach the age-old techniques of making fertilizers used by forefathers. Sunil informed that the campaign was organized to promote sustainability as a dependency on urea exported from other states has increased over the years.
Manipur organic state amu koi bai se yam line o ya ko to godabu thaine ipai pu ya ko gi cha sing lu ga cha le bio chum bu thiba aduna ngasi da phuna ngasi campaign to go si yumma masalama lu ga di ai imung gi ha phun lu sim jani ba handak ibya gi yamna awaban nang gi akhoi wa ma chen tangang ge aduda hoji ibya phang da bu ya phang gi har ga phun da har ga man ya dong mati adubu ai imung ga sallamum lu kan akhoi har samjara kan da kari gi khoi ngam moi moi na hoji har tining gai na to riba ana har gai am leiba ko sumaina yumma ma sallama lu ga di kari du bu ya khoi organic state am ira eno ga moi dino.
Putting up wall posters and hoardings and organizing street corners and camera meeting will be held at districts of the state as of the campaign. Committee of Civil Society Kangleipak CCSK organized a one-day free medical camp today at the Ibudhaulai Muriba Community Hall at Kongba Makha, Nandaibam Lekai. Speaking on the occasion, President of CCSK Jitendra Ningomba said CCSK has been organizing the medical camp for a long time now. The camp offers treatment for medicine, gynecology, medicine, pediatrics, and ophthalmology. Locals can get enrollment for CMHT card at the camp with the collaboration of Chief Medical Officer of Imphal East and Pradhan of Uchekon Nongchup Gram Panchayat. Besides a health camp, CCSK has organized camp on agriculture and legal matters in collaboration with local clubs.
Khwaidi nungaribadi Chief Minister ki haksing ki tembang asi koi area kana ko makaradi phongbo so I kana ko phongbo si yo eta si mo ko haini jaraga koi masi ki phongbo so ko masi phongbo sa ko pijeri eta aduna masi morona koi ko wan tong ma phongbo so muthang laki ni kana ko masina kari mo free medical ki khudong sa pambi de kari CCSK abiro si khna dana health mari le na ba aduga labor ga mari le na ba farmer ga mari na ba agriculture ga mari na ba adu legal ga mari le na ko CCSK na ba to ko ma si ga villages in club ka type of owner ko sa
Taking part in the medical camp, Pradhan of Uchekon Nongchup Gram Panchayat and Munindro expressed happiness over the turnout at the medical camp. The camp also offers enrollment of CMHT card for the locals in the collaboration of Chief Medical Officer of Imphal East. Munindro extended appreciation to CCSK, CMO of Imphal East District, doctors and other staff for organizing the camp.
Siamo so matik mating pamilo ngai tarsari maluina pegi semesti kasida sabadi kudung sabsi masila pegi ko pegania masia ma dosi matik rau gania di instam salaga di sum toppa amade toppa di disli salaga amlo toppa ti kudung sa satuk sisi ni kudung sa do mai ayu na ba ara nasi na pun simakada pegi di medical testa pegi Karshavi hai Karshavi international officer Ramiana Chimpi.
A team of Imphal East District Commando arrested one person with 300 bottles of cough syrup used as drugs. The arrested person has been identified as Thanglen Muan, age 21, son of Ginlal of Laljomli and Vang in Churachandpur district. According to police report, the team of Imphal East District Commando arrested Thanglen Muan from Mantripukri Bazaar near Durga Mandir last night around 11:40 p.m. along with 300 bottles of cough syrup labeled as MMD cough syrup. They also recovered one Tata Winger bearing registration number MN06LA 3936 from his possession. The arrested person along with the seized items were handed over to Hengang Police Station for taking up necessary legal action. A joint team of Thangmeiban United Club, Thangmeiban United Youth Club and Imphal Police Station led by Officer in Charge Inspector Ingocha recovered large quantity of liquor during a drive at Thangmeiban Khomdram Selungba Lekai last evening around 8 p.m. During the drive, they recovered 300 bottles of local DIC. Deputy Commissioner of Bishnupur District, Laurembam Bikram, has issued a notice that one-day special camp for social security schemes will be organized on September 22 at the office complexes of 7 municipal councils of the district. According to the notice, the special camp will be organized by the district administration in collaboration with the municipal councils and banks for enrollment of contractual workers and other eligible persons in social security schemes such as Atal Pension Yojana, PMJJBY and PMSBY, and also to bring about more inclusion in social security schemes. The notification further appealed to the general public to avail the benefit by participating in the camps along with requisite documents like age proof, Aadhaar and bank account details. Now we have a short commercial break. Stay tuned for more updates.
Welcome you all to UNACO Residential School at Chanung, Imphal East. An exclusive co-education residential school located on a sprawling 50-acre campus will be affiliated to CBSE New Delhi. First academic session will begin in April 2023 for classes 4 to 8. Hurry up for registration.
Admission की खुदोंचाबा लेजरे इंडिया की मनुंदा ममिंग लेरबा इंस्टीट्यूट सिंगदा MBBS, MD, MS, BDS तमनिंबा सिंगिदमक नीट क्वालिफाइड ओइरबा छात्र सिंग लो पैकेज तंबगी खुदोंचाबा लेजरे अमदी इंजीनियरिंग तमनिंबा छात्र सिंगी ओइना IILM University Greater Noida in collaboration with IBM दा तंबगी खुदोंचाबा लेरे नॉर्थ स्टूडेंट सिंगिदमक स्पेशल स्कॉलरशिप की खुदोंचाबा सु पिजरी 7
Welcome back. Prime Minister Narendra Modi today called for improving connectivity and making India a manufacturing hub at the Shanghai Cooperation Organization SCO summit held in Uzbekistan's Samarkand. Prime Minister Modi also promoted India's innovation and startup models at the summit. Prime Minister asserted that the world is overcoming the COVID-19 pandemic and several disruptions occurred in the global supply chain because of the COVID and Ukraine crisis. And so he wanted to transform India into a manufacturing hub. Prime Minister Modi, Russian President Vladimir Putin, Chinese President Xi Jinping and other leaders of the SCO deliberated on the regional security situation and ways to enhance trade and connectivity at the annual summit of the grouping. Prime Minister said that they are focusing on people-centric development model and supporting innovation in every sector. Prime Minister Modi also said he is glad that India is one of the fastest growing economies among the largest economies of the world. The Prime Minister further said that India will take an initiative for a new SCO working group on traditional medicines. Union Home Minister Amit Shah on Thursday said several efforts have been made to make the Northeast developed, the most important of which is to establish peace in the region. He said this while presiding over the signing of an agreement among the central and Assam governments and the representatives of 8 Adivasi groups. The agreement was signed in Delhi to end decades-old crisis of Adivasis and tea garden workers in Assam, an official statement said. The Home Minister said, in accordance with Prime Minister Narendra Modi's vision of a peaceful and prosperous Northeast, this agreement will prove to be another important milestone in the direction of making the Northeast extremism free by 2025. He also said that after Prime Minister Modi came to power, many efforts have been made in the direction of making the Northeast peaceful and developed, the most important of which is to establish peace in the Northeast. Shah further asserted that the central government under the leadership of Prime Minister Modi has decided decided that before 2024, all border disputes among the northeastern states and all disputes related to armed groups will be resolved. Assam Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sarma has clarified that he was not involved in the exodus of 8 Goa Congress MLAs who switched over to the BJP. On Wednesday, 8 out of the 11 Congress MLAs in Goa, including former Chief Minister Digambar Kamat, quit the party and joined the BJP. Congress had alleged that Himanta Biswa Sarma was behind its leaders defecting to the BJP. Sarma clarified that he doesn't know why Congress keeps on alleging about his role and had never visited Goa politically. India recorded 6,298 new COVID-19 cases with 23 deaths, taking the total tally of COVID-19 cases to 4.45 crore, while the active cases climbed 46,748 according to the data updated by Union Health Ministry. The death count also climbed to 5.28 lakh with the fresh fatalities. The active cases comprise 2.04% of the total infections, while the national COVID-19 recovery rate increased to 98.71%, the ministry said. An increase of 359 cases has been recorded in the active COVID-19 caseload in a span of 24 hours. The daily positivity rate was also recorded at 1.89% and the weekly positivity rate at 1.70%. Meanwhile, the number of people who have recuperated from the disease surged to 4.39 crore, while the case fatality rate was recorded at 1.19%. On the other hand, according to the ministry, 216.17 crore doses of COVID vaccine have been administered in the country under the nationwide vaccination drive. The Chinese delegation visiting London to attend Queen Elizabeth's funeral on Monday will not be allowed to view her coffin at the lying-in state vigil inside Parliament, according to a report. Some parliamentarians had raised concerns over inviting representatives from China after several British lawmakers were sanctioned by Beijing for criticizing alleged human rights abuses in Xinjiang. China denies any such abuses. The report said, without citing sources, that it understood the Chinese government delegation had been banned from attending the lying-in state after the Speaker of the lower house of Parliament had refused access to Westminster Hall on the parliamentary estate due to the Chinese sanctions. Before we end the bulletin, let's look at the top news headlines once again. Putting government employees in jail, a firm state lacks rule of law, says senior spokesperson of MPCC, Ningombam Bupenda. AMJU celebrates 48th Foundation Day. Steps will be taken to enhance Journalist Welfare Fund, says Works Minister Govindas Kanthausam. Locals take out march demanding removal of security forces from 9 villages of Ukhrul, Kamjong district. That's all for today. Thanks for joining us. Have a great evening.
Admission की खुदोंचाबा लेजरे इंडिया की मनुंदा ममिंग लेरबा इंस्टीट्यूट सिंगदा MBBS, MD, MS, BDS तमनिंग बसिंगी दमग नीट क्वालिफाइड ओइरबा छात्र सिंग लो पैकेज तमबगी खुदोंचाबा लेजरे अमदी इंजीनियरिंग तमनिंग बा छात्र सिंगी ओइना IILM University Greater Noida in collaboration with IBM दा तमबगी खुदोंचाबा लेरे Northeast students सिंगी दमग स्पेशल स्कॉलरशिप की खुदोंचाबा सु पिजरी 7005414830 नत्रगा 7310188494 नत्रगा 8787362480 अमसुंग 03852953